and I know how seriously you think about it, given the people impacted. Can you talk us through, I guess, the events that led up to Bali Bombings and how you were involved, and then how you were able to cover it?
Yeah, so you're right, because 202 people lost their lives,
Yep.
and then that's it's pretty serious, and one that still sits heavily. When you get out of a situation like that, and other people have lost their lives and families have been ruined because of we occasionally have a laugh, but that's 20 years down the track, just because if you don't, you end up in a corner. So no, essentially, Victoria, my wife, the twin daughters who were 18 months old, my mum and my stepdad, and my cousin and his girlfriend. We all sort of went up to Bali for a holiday. Long story short, we arrived about Saturday, early evening, and then I said to my wife, I'm going to go for a quick beer, not a big night, but go out for a drink. It was probably at 10 o'clock with my cousin. He had his girlfriend. My wife, Victoria, stayed with the twins at the hotel, and she said, do not come home late. So there was always just a little message on the way through.
We all received that exact message.
Exactly. So I went to Seminyak. We were staying in Seminyak. It was pretty quiet. In fact, it was really quiet, 10 o'clock, probably 2 or 3 hours early for anything to be going really hard. So we jumped in a cab and ended up going to do probably about 10:30, 10:45, to the Sari Club. And we went in there. It was pretty quiet. A few people there. I think we had one beer. Only one beer for whatever reason, which took us 15, 20 minutes. Thought about having it in a second. And I said, okay, it's a bit quiet here. Why don't we go across to Paddy's? So went across to Paddy's, the three of us. It's funny when I look back, I had this funny feeling when I was in Sari. For whatever reason, just almost like a premonition. Not that anything like that was going to happen, but just felt a little bit, seems a bit unusual. So I went to Paddy's. My cousin, his girlfriend, went to the bar to get a drink. I said, you know what, I'm going to go and get a cheap packet of cigarettes out the front of Sari Club. So I walked back to the Sari Club, have the blokes have them in their sort of over their shoulder little bag, and pay the 20,000 rupee, whatever it was. Grabbed them, said, I'll have a holiday cigarette, and then walk back into Paddy's. I'm 2 steps back into Paddy's, and bear in mind, if you know Sari and Paddy's, they're probably about 40 metres apart, 30 metres apart, sort of diagonal. As soon as I walk into Paddy's, the explosion. I think obviously it turns out the suicide bomber. So I had no other option but to escape and get out, head to my left, and then try and work out what was happening. And
in Paddy's it went off?
In Paddy's, that was the first one. That was the suicide bomber. So that's where the likes of Peter Hughes, Jason McCartney, those guys were badly injured and hurt. So, within a second, you know that the force of it, you can't stay. You're basically thrown out of the area, and then at that point, it's a case of scrambling. Okay, where do I go? Not knowing that you've probably got 40 seconds before the second bomb's about to go off. So I looked to my right, which is where Sari is, to my right hand side. Cars are banked up, and there's a lot of space to my left. So I headed sort of to my left, and I wasn't running, but I was clearly quite shaken, in shock, and I think I got the best part of 50 metres down the street, and the big explosion went off. That was the car bomb outside of Sari, which did so much damage, and so that was I thought, shit, this is obviously a pretty deep and dangerous situation. Not knowing what it was, but clearly your head's sort of scrambled, and they say you're in fight or flight mode, and at that stage I was in flight mode, but then it kicks in that my cousin and his girlfriend are in Paddy's. And so, within 30 seconds, it felt like a minute and a half, within 30 seconds I was sort of thinking, I've got to go and try and find them, because I can't go back to my auntie and say I've just left my cousin and his girlfriend there. So within probably 30 metres or so, luckily in the dark, because the lights had gone out and there's fire everywhere, they come out of the carnage essentially together. And then we, rightly or wrongly, we said, let's get the hell out of here, and sort of went the long way back to Seminyak, walking the streets, and there were shop windows shattered, glass shattered within 2 Ks away. So
people just running around, like it's just chaos with the people.
Yeah, pretty much. And look, given I was the first person into Paddy's as the bomb went up, and one of the first out, but the fact that we got out so quickly, you do look back and go, should we have gone back and tried to save other people, help other people? You run through your head countless times. But you also bear in mind, okay, I've got my family here, my friend, my cousin. We've got our group. We've just got to get out of here because you're not sure if there's another bomb coming. And yeah, so you look back on that. But eventually we get back to Seminyak, knock on the hotel door, and Vic answers it, and we've got soot and stuff, and she knew automatically that it was pretty serious.
That was just a little teaser of our full episode. They're out Wednesdays on YouTube, and you can listen to them wherever you get your podcast. Go on, get out of here.